What up? Let's get to it. So with Justin Jefferson being on injury reserve for the next 4 weeks, not only, right, will the Vikings see how important he is to the team, to the squad, to the organization, right, to Kirk Cousins, I'm sure they will realize just how much better he makes the team. And as far as quarterback making the receiver better, no. Like I said in previous videos, Kirk Cousins does not make Jettas better. Jettas makes Kirk better, bottom line heavy. But it's a lot of things that could happen due to the fact that Jettas is injured, period, bottom line. And you have to ask yourself, could the Vikings potentially want or try to trade Justin Jefferson at the end of the season or at the trade deadline? But not only that, Jettas being out, and if the Vikings lose the next 3-4 games, playoffs totally out the window, no chance in hell, it could be a domino effect before or at the trade deadline. Not only could they look at shopping Jettas, now if you look to trade Jettas, you better get a big deal, a colossal deal, make history, baby. I'm talking 2 first-rounders, second-rounders, first round this year, next year. You understand? Heavy. Period, bottom line. Let's not be stupid about it. Would I like to see JJ traded? No, man. I would love to see him retire a Viking. Like I said, you can't just go to the draft and find another Jettas. It doesn't work like that, baby. He's a rarity. His skills, potential, right? Hasn't even reached his pinnacle yet. Already the best receiver in the league. Every year he gets better, progresses. So we know what Jettas brings to the table, but realistically, he could be shopped and the Vikings could get a lot of draft capital for him, heavy. But like I say, not only Jettas, right? Danielle Hunter could come into play. Harrison Smith, KJ Osborne, right? Heavy, man. That's just what it is. The Vikings already paid TJ Hawkinson, which now we see it has been a mistake. So they're not going to be able to pay KJ Osborne or some of the other players, right? So they could definitely potentially look at shopping those guys, gaining more draft capital, right? It is definitely not out the question. But just going back to Jettas, these next 3 games, starting with the Bears, the Vikings will see just how important he is, right? Just what he means to the team and Kirk Cousins. He's not just a replaceable player, baby. So, you know, what mindset will that put the Vikings in? Kwesi O'Connell. Now, let's say if the Vikings' other receivers perform well, if they get victories, I don't think it will happen, but let's just say they go 3-0 the next 3 games, even beat the Niners, right? If Jordan Addison, KJ Osborne, right? Brandon Powell perform well and they can somehow gain victories without their best player. How would the Vikings look at it? You got to ask yourself that question now. That really puts in a situation the Vikings could try to make a play. Kwesi could try to make a maneuver to trade Jettas. Now you talking about, we're just going to talk realistic here, baby. And side note, let's stop talking about Kirk Cousins. All the media hyping it up, NFL, these analysts, media people talking about Kirk. Could he potentially be traded? They're bringing this up again, talking about the Falcons, Jets, etc. I made a video on this weeks ago. Kirk is not leaving the building. Period, bottom line heavy, man. Kirk is comfortable. The ball is in Kirk's hands. He has a no trade clause. Come on, man. You think Kirk gonna leave mid-season? Learn a whole new scheme, whole new offense, change of scenery, not only for him, for his family. Heavy, man. Period. He will have to go in and learn a whole new offense, learn players, etc., etc. And if we know anything about Kirk Cousins, he doesn't like change and he doesn't accept change very well, heavy, man. So they're talking about the Jets, the Falcons, etc., etc. Kill the noise, cap, man. Kirk is not going nowhere. So let's stop all the hype. People just making videos for views and clicks. I get it. This is social media. This is the media. But let's comment way down, baby. Kirk Cousins isn't going anywhere anytime soon until the season is over. Now, end of the season, Kirk is out of there, baby. Finito. But right now, come on, man, it's cap. How long have we been talking about, hearing about speculations about trades? Kirk Cousins going here, going there, starting from last season, baby, with the Niners. If a team wanted Kirk, they would already have acquired Kirk, baby. No one's reaching out for Kirk. Let's kill that noise, man. But back to Jettas. So let's say, the Vikings win, do good, go on a run while Jettas is out. Man, the Vikings could definitely shop him around. You talk about earning draft capital, what the Vikings need. You talk about assembling a team, which Kwesi has yet to prove. So let's just say, it comes up. It's a point in time where they say, hey, they start looking for a trade partner. Or I'm sure they could get a first rounder this year, to maybe even 2 first rounders, a first and a second, et cetera, et cetera. First rounder next year and the year after that. You trade Jettas, you better get a crazy deal, baby. A crazy deal. Like I say, I would hate to see him go, but if the Vikings can, get a deal like that, make history, man, get a lot of first rounders, build some draft capital, even with the potential to get a Caleb Williams, right? Or a top quarterback in the draft, top 5 pick. Woo, man. Like I say, it'll be tough to see Jettas go, but at the end of the day, man, how could you argue about that? How could you be mad at it? How could you argue that, man? And it's a lot of teams out there who would love to acquire a high caliber player like Justin Jefferson. You know how many teams, if he goes to, they are instantly, and I mean instantly, a Super Bowl contending team or a playoff team? Heavy, baby. Oh yeah, it's teams out there who would take Jettas in a hot minute. Give up their first round, their second round, et cetera, et cetera. I guarantee that. Now you talk about Kirk? No. Jettas, way different from Kirk, baby. It's different levels, different levels. So the Vikings, they're going to have some decisions to make. But don't think for 1 second. Now, injuries suck. No one wants to see Jettas out. Especially if the Vikings talking about continuing to compete, try to make the playoffs. But don't think for 1 second, Kwesi's not sitting back, twirling his thumbs, paying close attention at how the Vikings players perform without Jettas, right? Yeah. Because if they come out and perform well and win some games and go on a run, hey, that changes the whole narrative, baby. Now, all these trade talks we heard previously about Jettas potentially being traded could definitely come true, baby. Could you be mad at Kwesi or the Vikings if you get a major deal like that? It might be a win-win, man. But don't be surprised. Don't be shocked. Like I say, I think the Vikings going to get beat the next 4 games. Definitely against the Niners. Now, if they win, I'll be happy. If they go on a run, let's get it. But I don't see it happening, baby. They proven week in, week out, they ain't bout it like that yet. Too many holes too many kinks in the armor, baby. They're lacking at too many spots, man. Have too many weak points, especially up front. And you look around the league, you look at the Niners, the Eagles, even the teams in the middle of the pack, right? Man, the trenches, that's where it starts. Now, the O-line's performing better, but at the end of the day, how will they hold up against the elite of the elite, the best in the league? That's the big question. So do I see the Vikings going on a run, on a win streak? No, especially not without Jettas, man. I just don't see it happening. And I think they will realize that, how important he is, how imperative it is to have him on the squad, what he brings to the table, how he makes a difference in the offense. It's clear. You can see it clear already, baby. It's evident. But at the end of the day, now you're going to really see what it is. But it could go either way. And like I said, not only for Jettas, it could be a domino effect. If the Vikings lose these next 3-4 games, no longer can compete, playoffs out the question, be aware of them trying to make maneuvers, make deals before the trade deadline. Like I say, it's numerous players who can go. Harrison Smith could be out of there. You could get a solid, 3rd round probably for him. Danielle Hunter, you could get a 1st round, a 2nd round for him. Talks of Jacksonville needing a pass rusher that would put Jacksonville right in the Super Bowl hunt. Period. A team like Jacksonville, If they acquire Danielle Hunter, oh man, they raise their expectations. They elevate their whole team, baby. The defense is immaculate. The defense is spectacular, baby. Whole different level, different brand. That's what Danielle Hunter brings. He's still elite. He still gets to the quarterback. One of the best pass rushers in the NFL to this day, this moment. So why wouldn't they do it? Like I said, you got KJ Osborne. What's up with him? It's up in the air. The Vikings won't be afford to pay him after this season. No. Not after they just paid soft TJ Hawkinson, baby. So he could be shopped, moved around, baby. Nothing's out of the question. Ezra Cleveland. It's a few other guys who could be on the chopping block, who the Vikings could really call and get potential deals. So don't be surprised if, they tank. Well, let me not say tank, but if they're just horrible, atrocious, and they lose, 5 games in a row, the season is done. It's no hope. Why wouldn't the Vikings say, hey, man, let me try to work something out. Let me build up this draft capital. Let me really go get a top 5 pick so I can find my franchise quarterback, because Kirk is out of there. Everybody knows at the end of the season, Kirk is out of there, baby. Period, bottom line. It's just what it is. So the Vikings need a quarterback. And unless they think Jaron Hall is the guy, they got to make a move in the draft. Heavy. But they need more than a quarterback. They need trench play. Both sides of the ball. Right now, from the outside looking in, they could use more help on the D-line right now, especially the interior. But if they trade D Hunt, they got to start looking at edge rushers, baby. They could look at trading Marcus Davenport. He's under contract, for only 1 year? This is last season. He won't be back. He's injured too much, baby. But I guarantee it's a team out there right now, who will take him at the trade deadline. A team who's trying to make the playoffs, reach the Super Bowl. Oh, yeah, man. Period. A team will take Marcus Davenport, especially with his skill set. His biggest question is, can he stay healthy? But when he's on that field, baby, he's a ball player. Can't take that away from him. No disrespect. That's facts. Let's be real. Yeah. So it's a lot of questions in the air surrounding Jettas, but not just Jettas. It could be a domino effect. But it's going to have to do a lot whether the Vikings go on a win streak, continue to be competitive, or try to start being competitive. KOC not going to tank, not going to give up, not going to fold. But it's very intriguing, the next steps, man. The next moves that the Vikings do. Stay zoned in, baby. But, hey, it's part of the game, part of the NFL. The season is not going the way the Vikings planned or thought it would go. But this is the NFL. You go from 13-4 to 1-4, 1-5. Oh, man, who saw it coming? Who thought it would be this way? Come on, bro. Not many people. But it is what it is. The Vikings bit themselves in the ass, shot themselves in the foot. Heavy, baby. From ownership to the GM, to the head coach, to the players. They haven't played up to par, period. It has been inexcusable. But now, what do they do to fix it, to repair it? How do they circumvent this problem, baby? And like I said, if they continue to lose, it could start making trades before that deadline, building your team up and starting a whole rebuild. Bust it down, because guess what? What's the reason of winning, 6, 7 games, getting knocked out the top 10? For what, baby? Start the rebuild. Bust it down. Wilfs, get out the damn way. Move out the way, Wilfs. Let Quasi work. Let O'Connell work. Let them do their thing. It might be time for a rebuild, and it might be necessary. But we will see what happens, man. That's why it's so exciting, right? So exciting. Yeah, we say we mad at the Vikes. You get mad at the players, etc., etc. But at the end of the day, you're going to be right there, zoned in, tuned in to the moves, baby. I know I will. Skol Vikes forever. So let me know how you feel about it. Feedback is much appreciated. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm on and rock and roll, and support the grind, man. Heavy. Big Skol here. Skol Vikes forever. Woo!